Today's lesson is called Travel Korea, Beyond K-pop and Kimchi. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
I'm Roger. Today we're traveling to Korea, South Korea to be specific, and we're talking about some of the sights and sounds of Seoul. That's where we begin our journey. Most people who go to Korea will begin their journey in Korea. So yeah, while you're there, check out all sorts of things that are available in Seoul, the exciting nightlife. You could also check out some of those old houses, and then that really long stream there that has the colored lights at night and the modern architecture. It just sounds like there's all sorts of things to see and do in Seoul, Korea.
Yeah, we talked about those things on part 1 of our lesson. And we also talked about one particularly tranquil body of water, a stream called Cheonggyecheon. But you know what? We didn't talk about any mountains, okay? In the very first paragraph of our lesson, we were promised some graceful mountains. And yes, today, folks, we are going to get at least one mountain in. Today, yes, we're going to be talking about probably the most graceful peak in a very beautiful national park. But that's enough for now. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a short break. But when we come back, we'll continue reading from our article, Travel Korea, Beyond K-pop and Kimchi.
East of Seoul, on the northeastern coast, you'll find one of the most wonderful areas of natural beauty on the entire Korean peninsula, Soraksan National Park. Stunning whatever the season, Soraksan is flower-blanketed in spring, bright and clear in summer, multicolored in fall, and snow-white in winter. The park's highest peak can be reached by cable car, which allows riders to drink in breathtaking views of the surrounding mountain range, the nearby city of Sokcho, and the East Sea.
各位好，第一部分我们看到的单字是 peninsula， 这个字是名词，指半岛。例如 Hank decided to travel to Shandong, which is mainland China's biggest peninsula. Hank 决定去中国大陆最大的半岛山东半岛。再来我们看到一个形容词 stunning， 指令人惊艳的，令人震惊的。像是 The balloon ride offered stunning views of the surrounding countryside. 搭乘热气球可以环视乡野的惊人景致。另外将 stunning 去除字尾的 ning， 则可以成为它的动词 stun， 有使大吃一惊，使目瞪口呆之意。我们可以说 News of the politician's bribery scandal stunned his supporters. 那位政治人物的收贿丑闻让他的支持者大感震惊。接着我们看到一个片语 drink in， 代表好好欣赏、聆听、陶醉于。用法为 drink in 加名词，或是 drink 加名词或代名词加 in。举例来说 The couple drank in the peaceful atmosphere as they relaxed at the tropical resort. 或者说 The couple drank the peaceful atmosphere in as they relaxed at the tropical resort. 那对夫妻在热带度假村里放松身心，享受宁静的氛围。
Okay, in the first paragraph here, we're traveling outside of Seoul. Of course, Seoul is an exciting city, and it's worth checking out. But just like Taiwan, there are lots of wonderful places to see in the countryside as well. So east of Seoul, going easterly out of Seoul, on the northeastern coast, you'll find one of the most wonderful areas of natural beauty on the entire Korean peninsula, Soraksan National Park. Okay, so yes, indeed, you've made some travel arrangements with a tour group or something like that, or maybe you've rented a car or something, and you're heading toward the northeastern coast, and there is a big area of natural beauty, and, well, there's no coincidence here. It's no coincidence that there's a really nice national park there called Soraksan National Park. and it's one of the most beautiful areas on the entire Korean peninsula. Okay, a peninsula, of course, is just a body of land that sticks out into an ocean, like in China, the Shandong Peninsula, for example. The state of Florida itself is a big peninsula in the United States. So here, Korea, of course, sticks down from Asia, so it's the Korean peninsula here. And this is a really stunning national park. It's just really wonderful, and you'll be so happy that you went there.
There you go. Korea is a peninsula, as is the state of Florida. Roger mentioned these. Also, Baja California, that's a peninsula. I believe that Spain and Portugal both occupy a peninsula called the Iberian Peninsula. The list goes on and on. Anyways, more on this national park. Remember, this national park is going to contain a fantastic mountain. And we'll get to that right now. Stunning, whatever the season, Soraksan is flower-blanketed in spring, bright and clear in summer, multicolored in fall, and snow-white in winter. And the park's highest peak can be reached by cable car, which allows riders to drink in breathtaking views of the surrounding mountain range, the nearby city of Sokcho, and the East Sea. Wow, I'm literally breathless. I think that when I go to Korea, I will definitely be spending a lot of time in this national park. There's just so much to see and so much to do. Yes, apparently this park is stunning regardless of the season. If you go there in spring, be prepared to see flowers everywhere. But if you go in summer, it's pretty awesome as well. It's going to be bright and clear, which sounds fantastic. Then it also says that this park in fall or in autumn is going to be multicolored, i.e. the trees there, they're going to change color, or the leaves on these trees are going to change color, but not in a uniform way. The leaves on these trees are going to change colors, and there are going to be tons of colors to have and to behold. So in fall, this park is going to be fantastic as well, but hey, I think I'm going to head there in the winter where it's going to be covered in snow. It's going to be snow white and beautiful.
Sounds good, especially for people from Taiwan who don't get to see snow so often. So yes, indeed, this national park has different appearances in each season. It's got lots of flowers in the spring. It's clear and green in the summer. Lots of changing colors in the fall, and lots of snow in the winter. Now, the park's highest peak, its highest mountain, can be reached by cable car. Just like in Maokong here in Taipei or at Sun Moon Lake, there's a cable car there, also called a gondola. It allows riders to drink in breathtaking views of the surrounding mountain range and the nearby city of Sokcho and, of course, the East Sea. You can see that when you're riding on that cable car. Of course, if you're on the cable car, I don't really think they're going to allow alcoholic beverages there, so that's not what drink in here is referring to. That just means you take in the views, you look at those things, you enjoy the views. This is just another way of saying that you can enjoy something, to drink in those breathtaking views. They take your breath away because they are so beautiful. Of course, we're talking about the mountain range here, the city that you can see from the cable car, and the ocean. Ooh, it's all so beautiful.
And don't forget that peak. It's the highest peak in this particular park, and it's super, super graceful. Yes, when I go to Korea, I'll be going to this park. I think I'll go in the winter, and I'll definitely want to take in this peak, this mountain. It's wonderful, and yes, very conveniently, the peak, it can be reached by cable car, so you won't have to hike up there yourself. Anyways, in this cable car, you'll be able to drink in these views, and like Roger said before, we're not actually drinking, we're just experiencing something fully. We're taking it all in and absorbing it. And yes, these views are going to be breathtaking, i.e. they're going to be stunning, which is a word that we used before. Yes, breathtaking, it's an adjective if something is breathtaking. It's stunning, it's amazingly beautiful, it's surprisingly great. Anyways, folks, with that, it is time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Even further from the bright city lights is Jeju Island, Korea's largest island, which is situated off the southern coast. Here, you can hike up ancient mountain trails and wander along country roads lined with fruit trees and cottages built from black volcanic rock. The waters around the island, which are filled with coral as vivid as a sunrise, are also the hunting grounds of the haenyeo, Korea's unique female free divers, whose catches may later be served on your dinner plate.
第二部分我们看到形容词 volcanic 指火山的，例如 The population was evacuated before the volcanic eruption. 在火山爆发之前，全部居民都被撤离了。接着我们看到一个单字 diver， 这个字为名词，指潜水员。像是 The diver was able to see thousands of colorful fish deep in the ocean. 潜水员在海底可以看到上百种五颜六色的鱼。而 diver 去除字尾的 r 可以成为动词 dive， 有以下两个意思。首先，可以用 dive 指潜水、跳水。举例来说 It's dangerous to dive off high cliffs into the water. 从高的峭壁跳到下方的水面是很危险的。另外 dive 有深入研究事物、活动等之意。所以可以说 John dived into the debate to express his own viewpoints. John 深入探究这项争论议题，以提出自己的观点。
Okay, let's continue. We've been exploring Seoul, and we've been exploring this national park, but now we're going to go even further from the bright city lights. That's where we're going to find Jeju Island. And that's Korea's largest island, which is situated off the southern coast. So yes, indeed, even further from the bright city lights is Jeju Island. So, of course, we've left Seoul. First of all, we went to that big national park on the northeastern coast. Well, now we're going to the southern coast and going out to Jeju Island. Again, it's Korea's largest island. And that's situated or located off the southern coast. So maybe you can fly out there, or maybe you can take a ferry or something. If you're adventurous, my goodness, you might even swim out there.
Yes, if you're super adventurous, you might just swim out there. Though, I would not recommend that. That's quite the swim, so leave it to the professionals. Yes, Jeju Island is Korea's largest island, and it's an awesome island. In fact, it features quite a nice casino as well, so maybe you're not an outdoorsy type. You don't like hiking or swimming long distances. Maybe you can go gamble in the casino there, but be responsible when you're gambling. You don't want to find yourself in financial ruin. Anyways, though, more on Jeju Island. Here in Jeju Island, you can hike up ancient mountain trails and wander along country roads lined with fruit trees and cottages built from black volcanic rock. And you heard me right, folks. These cottages, they're not built from timbers or wood or anything like that. They're not even built with concrete. They are built from black volcanic rock. Rock that came from a volcano.
Exactly, and they're kind of hard and black. That's quite unique here because those cottages or those small houses are built from that black volcanic rock. So yes, indeed, this sounds very tranquil and peaceful. You can hike up those ancient trails and wander on those country roads and try some fruit and maybe stop in at some inns there and chat with some people. The waters around the island, which are filled with coral as vivid as a sunrise, are also the hunting grounds of the haenyeo, Korea's unique female free divers, whose catches may later be served on your dinner plate. Sounds very tasty. So the bodies of water around the island, you know, to the north, south, east, west, or whatever, they've got lots of coral there, which is shanhu in Chinese, coral. And if you talk about different types of coral, you could use this as a countable noun, corals. But usually coral is a non-count noun because you're referring to it generally. How much coral is still alive off the east coast of Australia, for example? But yes, you can see that coral there, and it's vivid, it's lively, it's really cool to look at it. It looks like a sunrise or a sunset for that matter. And if you go to those places, of course, they are also the hunting grounds of the haenyeo. And these are women who do free diving, which means basically, I think they start at the surface of the water, they hold their breath, and then they just go down really, really deep to get stuff off the bottom of the ocean there. That's quite a skill to have here, and they catch those things. So the things that they catch are referred to their catches, like shells or fish or whatever, and you could also eat those things later on at some nearby restaurant.
There you go. They free dive. That means they just do it, man. They don't need a tank or anything like that. They don't need scuba gear. They dive free of this type of equipment. They are free divers. How about that? And more on this word coral. Like Roger said earlier, you can say corals, but it's quite rare to say that. In fact, I don't think I've heard this word used more than once or twice in my entire life. Usually people talk about coral or a coral reef or coral reefs. Yes, here we're talking about coral or coral reefs. But what are coral reefs? Coral reefs are living rock-like structures that grow in oceans. Now, they look like rocks. They are rock-like structures, but coral reefs, they're not rocks. They're living organisms, huge collections of living organisms. And yes, coral reefs are beautiful and colorful and home to all sorts of ocean plants and animals. Coral reefs are super important. They're kind of the basis for the structure of the ecosystem and the food chain there in the ocean. So we were hoping that coral reefs don't die out the world over due to global warming. Now, Roger also mentioned Australia. Yes, the Great Barrier Reef in Australia is the largest coral reef in the world, and right now it is in danger due to global warming and other stuff like that. A lot of this reef has died, which is super, super sad. Anyways, folks, with that, it is time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up our lesson on Korea.
Although the cities and landscapes will surely dazzle you, it's the Korean people, famous for their helpful attitude toward visitors, that will ultimately capture your heart. From fascinating sights to friendly people, the land of the morning calm promises an experience that will make you want to go back.
最后第三部分我们看到副词 ultimately 用来指最终、终究。例如 Patrick ultimately left the company, but it took him many years to make the move. Patrick 终究还是离开这间公司了，但他花了好几年才采取行动。而 ultimately 去除字尾的 ly 则可以成为它的形容词 ultimate。所以我们可以说 Becky considered passing the bar exam to become a lawyer to be her ultimate achievement.Becky 把通过资格考试当上律师视为她最终的成就。
Okay, so again, we're traveling in Korea and we're checking out the hustle and bustle of Seoul. We've gone to a beautiful national park on the northeast coast. We've gone to an island and we've hiked on some ancient hiking trails and eaten some things caught by those haenyeo there in that island there. But here in the final paragraph it says, although the cities and landscapes will surely dazzle you, it's the Korean people, famous for their helpful attitude toward visitors, that will ultimately capture your heart. So you've got all those things in Korea, the food, the landscapes and stuff like that, but hey, we love the people the most. So it's true, although the cities and landscapes will surely dazzle you, the Korean people will ultimately capture your heart. So if you're talking about landscapes, you're just talking about various places where the scenery is great, different kinds of landscapes that involve mountains and rivers and forests and lakes and stuff like that. Of course, we've got beautiful landscapes here in the central mountain range in Taiwan and on the east coast. But of course, you can see those landscapes in Korea, and they will dazzle you. They will really excite you when you see them.
There you go. If you were dazzled by something, you're really impressed by that thing. Yes, to dazzle someone, let's say, is to astonish them or to fill them with awe. Yes, that's what it means to dazzle someone. And yes, if you do go to a city, you might see something really cool, like a landscape in the city. But if you're in the city, you would call that cool view, that beautiful view, a cityscape. Yes, if you go to the top of Taipei 101, you can see all of Taipei around you. You would call that a cityscape. But usually when we're talking about landscapes, we're not talking about things that you see within a city. Yeah, landscapes are beautiful views found in nature. So go out in the country to find your landscapes. Anyways, from fascinating sights to friendly people, the land of morning calm promises an experience that will make you want to go back. So there you go. We're talking about Korea here. Remember, its name is the land of the morning calm. And yes, once you go there, you'll want to come back again and again, or you'll want to go back again and again, because this place, Korea, is just that fascinating. By the way, the word fascinating just means interesting. Yes, if something is fascinating, it's very interesting, it's very absorbing. Okay, for instance, I started reading a novel last night and I couldn't put it down. I read the whole thing because it was just that fascinating.
So indeed, Korea is fascinating with all the landscapes and the people. Hey, what are you waiting for? Get down to your travel agent right now and book those tickets. Okay, it's time now to listen once again to our Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第一部分的最后一句提到 The park's highest peak can be reached by cable car, which allows riders to drink in breathtaking views of the surrounding mountain range. 这个公园最高的山峰可以搭乘缆车抵达，让乘客们饱览周遭山脉什么什么的。好，那这边呢，它用到一个片语叫 drink in， 它是指好好的欣赏啊，好好聆听，陶醉于什么。好，那这个片语它是用喝东西的意象来比喻人陶醉于某事物，全神贯注的欣赏某事物。那像我们中文也会说细细品味某事物，也就是用吃东西的意象来表达。好，那 drink in 后面常常会接声音啊、景色等等，像是 drink in sights 表示沉醉于美景， drink in smells 沉醉于这个香气，Drink in beauty 就是沉醉于这美丽等等的。例如 The view is so beautiful, let's just stop for a minute and drink it all in. 景色好美哦，我们停留一下，来尽情欣赏这所有的景色吧。好，接着读到课文第三部分第一句，他说 Although the cities and landscapes will surely dazzle you, it's the Korean people famous for their helpful attitude toward visitors that will ultimately capture your heart. 尽管城市与景色必定会让你惊艳不已，然而却是韩国人最终将虏获你的心。韩国人是以乐于帮助游客的态度闻名的。好，那我们来看到后半句这个破折号之间的字词啊，就是用来对韩国人 the Korean people 来做补充说明，去补充它意思的不足。那其实我们可以先把这部分遮住，句子就会念作 It's the Korean people that will ultimately capture your heart. 这部分它是分列句的句型。当我们要强调一个句子里面的某部分时，就会用到分列句。你把要强调的部分摆在 it is 跟 that 之间，或是 it was 跟 that 之间，再把句子剩下部分摆到 that 后面，所以它的句型会是 it is 或是 it was 加上强调的部分，加上 that再加上其他部分。那像这样的句型呢，你就可以用来强调原本句子里面的主词啊、受词、地点或是时间等等。举例来说 The smell of freshly baked cookies attracted us to the kitchen. 刚烤好的饼干香味把我们引到厨房。好，如果你想要强调说正是那个香味把我们引到厨房，你就可以把主词 The smell of freshly baked cookies摆在 it was 跟 that 之间，然后把剩下的字词摆到 that 后方来形成分列句，那句子就会念作 It was the smell of freshly baked cookies that attracted us to the kitchen. 好，那回头来看课文句子，它本来其实可以就写成 The Korean people will ultimately capture your heart. 那它就是用分列句来强调主词 The Korean people 来表达说最终会虏获你的心正是韩国人。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天单字吧。
Stunning. Sandy thought Chuck looked stunning in his fancy new suit. Breathtaking. From these photographs, you can see that the view of Earth from the moon is breathtaking. Coral. Clownfish are small orange, white, and black fish that live in or around coral reefs. Landscape. People are afraid the new building will ruin the landscape because it's so big. Dazzle. She was dazzled by the bright lights of Hollywood when she first arrived in Los Angeles. Fascinating. Though the book was long, it was so fascinating that I couldn't put it down.
Discussion Starter starts now!
All right, everyone. Now it's time for our discussion starter. Roger, which side of Korea is most appealing to you?
I find the natural scenery most appealing because I've spent so much time living in Taipei. I love Taipei, it's a great city, but hey, I want to head out to the countryside and get some fresh air and go bird watching and hiking and things like that. So indeed, I find the natural scenery most appealing because of those things. How about you?
Well, I'm most interested in the city life because Taipei, the city I live in, isn't really known for hustle and bustle. It's a big city, but it's also quite laid back. Whereas Seoul, Korea, is a big city, a very big city filled with hustle and bustle. And you know what? That hustle and bustle is appealing to me. Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.